Nais lang po natin ipaalala sa mga nagsasabing kinalimutan na ang flood control scandal. Hindi po yan totoo. Ang utos ng Pangulo ay nananatili. Managot ang dapat na managot.
Tonight's top stories: House says detention of Zaldy Co in Prague is a significant step towards accountability and justice for Filipinos.
Farmers welcome President Marcos Jr.'s visit to two of Benguet's major vegetable trading hubs, marking the first time a sitting president visited.
BIR issues guidelines on the suspension of excise tax on LPG and kerosene.
And U.S. President Donald Trump once again says war with Iran is ending pretty soon. All these and more here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country: straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with three mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is 13 News.
Following the arrest of former Congressman Zaldy Co in Prague, questions are now mounting over when and how he will be returned back to the Philippines.
Lawmakers are also weighing in on what his possible return could reveal. We go live now to IBC News correspondent Earl Tobias via phone patch.
Yes, good evening, Earl. What are the lawmakers saying about his possible return to the Philippines?
William, Angela, good evening. Lawmakers have mixed but firm reactions to Zaldy Co's arrest. For once, House Speaker Faustino Bojidi commended the administration for its serious campaign against corruption. He said the arrest of Zaldy Co can be considered a victory for justice. A Bicol Party List Representative Pido Garbin, a former party list ally of Co, expressed hope that Zaldy Co will eventually reveal everything he knows. Garbin said he expects Co to tell all, adding that there are still many details yet to be disclosed. Meanwhile, Nabotas Representative Toby Tiangco, one of the first to call for the cancellation of Co's passport, said it is time for the former congressman to face the allegations against him. For their part, Akbayan Party List Representative Chel Jokno and President Danya, ML Party List Representative Laila De Lima, and ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tino believe that Co's return to the Philippines will also serve as opportunity for him to explain and address the allegations. Meanwhile, Public Accounts Committee Chairperson Terry Ridon says Co's legal status in Europe must first be clarified, as this will determine how soon he can be sent home.
Kasi halimbawa, katulad po ng kaso ni Secretary Roque, ngayon hindi po siya mapauwi pa dahil meron siyang ongoing asylum proceedings. No? So, we have yet to know further what is Congressman Co's actual legal status in Europe. Pero absent these legal complications in Europe, syempre ang expectation po natin ay makakabalik na po siya sa Pilipinas sa pinakamaagang panahon.
Meanwhile, the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee plans to summon former Congressman Zaldy Co, who is now under the custody of Czech authorities. For Senator J.B. Ejercito, this is a welcome development, as it may allow Co to share what he knows about what he described as one of the largest corruption scandals in the country's history. William.
Earl, what about the palace? Is the president open to hearing any possible revelations that Co may disclose?
William, as of now, the palace says President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is pleased with the development, calling it proof of his administration's strong stance against corruption. The president confirmed Co was caught trying to cross into Germany without proper documents and was sent back to Czech custody. Malacanang stressed that it is now time for Co to return and face the charges, adding that the chief executive is ready to listen to whatever the former congressman has to say once he is back here in the Philippines.
Nais lang po natin ipaalala sa mga nagsasabing kinalimutan na ang flood control scandal. Hindi po yan totoo. Ang pagkilos ng gobyerno, ang utos ng Pangulo ay nananatili. Managot ang dapat na managot. Ang dapat na tanong dyan ay kung handa ba si Zaldy Co na magsabi ng katotohanan. Kung handa ba siya na sabihin kung sino. Kung hindi natin sinasabing siya'y guilty. Kung sino ba yung kanyang mga nakasama.
William, adding to that, House Speaker Faustino Bojidi said this is a fulfillment of the promise from the President Sona that he will hold accountable whoever is involved in this flood control anomaly. Meanwhile, Co was also earlier issued a show cause order by the Senate committee rather, in January after failing to appear during a previous invitation. William.
Yes, thank you for the report, Earl Tobias.
After his arrest in Prague, Czech Republic, the question now is, how can the Philippine government bring back former Ako Bicol Representative Zaldy Co? The Department of the Interior and local government says his return to the Philippines could take 1 to 3 weeks. One challenge is that the Philippines does not have a bilateral extradition treaty with the Czech Republic. This means the two countries cannot directly expedite Co's transfer to Manila. Despite this, President Marcos Jr. assured that the Philippine government is working closely with the Czech authorities through legal and diplomatic channels. For now, the administration is awaiting Interpol's processing of the red notice, which was sent to Prague last year. The Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, is also in talks with the Czech government regarding Co's deportation. Once Co is brought back to the country, PNP Chief Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. assures they are prepared to assume his custody and will ensure that all procedures are carried out in accordance with the law and due process. At Camp Crame, Co will undergo medical examination and documentation. If declared fit for trial, he will then be transferred to the Sandigan Bayan to face graft and malversation charges over his alleged involvement in the anomalous flood control project in Nawan Oriental, Mindoro.
The Manila Regional Trial Court Branch 30 has granted bail to former Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. in relation to murder charges in 2019. In a 27-page resolution, the court allowed Teves to post bail at 500,000 pesos, along with co-accused Richard Cuadra and Rolando Pinili, amounting at 250,000 pesos each. The former congressman and the co-accused are involved in the killing of alleged hitman Pasito Lebron. The court noted that the testimony of state witness Jemuel Hobro is inconsistent, while citing that the prosecution failed to establish evidence for its conspiracy to Teves and the co-accused. The Department of Justice has issued a resolution recommending the filing of new charges against Guo Huaping, also known as Alice Guo, and others under the anti-dummy law. This comes after the DOJ granted the motion for reconsideration filed by the National Bureau of Investigation. The Bureau alleged that Guo and her cohorts misrepresented their identities and nationalities to circumvent a statutory restriction on foreign land ownership, citing the operations at a farm in Pangasinan. According to the resolution, they could be charged under Section 2 of Commonwealth Act No. 108 for violation of simulation of minimum capital stock. MBI stressed that these findings strengthen the case for filing appropriate charges against Guo and her associates.
Amid the fuel price hike linked to the ongoing Middle East conflict, the Department of Trade and Industry extends the no price increase policy on basic necessities in supermarkets until May 10. The DTI advised consumers to refer from the agency's guide posted in all supermarkets for the prices and immediately report cases of price manipulation. The agency assured that weekly meetings to monitor market conditions are consistently held. Meanwhile, the agency may also extend the policy depending on the condition.
Hindi na siya April 30, yung no price increase for basic necessities and prime commodities na yung mga produkto na sa listahan ng DTI ay hanggang May 10. So again, we have informed the public of this latest update based on our consultations, again with manufacturers and also the retailers.
For the first time in the locality's history, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. visited La Trinidad Benguet, personally ensuring the stability of basic goods at the Agri Pinoy Trading Center. The president also purchased around 20 tons of vegetables as support for the local farmers, which will then be distributed across Metro Manila. IBC News correspondent Harley Valbuena has the report.
Ensuring stable supplies and prices of food. This is the goal emphasized by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. during his visit to the Benguet Agri Pinoy Trading Center in La Trinidad Benguet today. The president said it has come to his attention that vegetable supplies in the Cordillera region have been disrupted. He also took time to listen to the concerns and sentiments of local vegetable sellers.
Nagulat kami yung mga report na dahil sa pagtaas ng presyo ng diesel ay hindi na binababa ang mga gulay na galing dito sa mountain province, dito sa mga mountainous areas. Kaya tinignan natin, hinanapan natin ang paraan.
To address the issue, President Marcos Jr. highlighted several measures, including the implementation of a 10 peso fuel subsidy for PUVs, the waiving of certain local government fees, and the removal of toll fees for trucks transporting goods. In addition, the president also purchased around 20 tons of vegetables directly from local farmers in La Trinidad and Urdaneta, Pangasinan. The vegetables will be distributed to communities across Metro Manila, including the DSWD NCR's Walang Gutom Kitchen, jails, and orphanages. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
And it's good news for motorists. Another big-time oil price rollback is expected next week. Based on the 4-day trading of the world market, prices of diesel eased to 18 pesos and 50 centavos per liter, while gasoline dropped to 3 pesos and 50 centavos per liter and kerosene fell to 3 pesos per liter. Because of this, domestic oil prices may see a rollback of diesel of nearly 19 pesos per liter, while gasoline may go down by 3 pesos per liter. The final oil price adjustment will be released on Monday. In line with the executive order of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Bureau of Internal Revenue, along with the Department of Finance, have issued guidelines for the excise tax suspension of LPG and kerosene. Under the released guidelines, the excise tax suspension will be effective for 3 months, which will be subject to monthly review by the Development Budget Coordination Committee, or DBCC. The BIR, along with the Bureau of Customs, will also submit a monthly report to Congress regarding the value and volume of the included petroleum products. However, the guidelines do not cover LPG being used as raw materials for the production of petrochemical products or for motive power, and kerosene when used as aviation fuel. The suspension will automatically revert if a week after the 1-month average Dubai crude oil base or mean of Platts Singapore or MOPS falls below $80 per barrel as certified by the Department of Energy, or if the suspension period has already expired. Up next, more repatriated Filipinos from the Middle East will return to the country tonight. More stories coming when we return. This is 13 News.
Kanilang ipinaglalaban ang tama. Lumilikha ng patas na batas para sa karapatan ng bawat Pilipino. Kasama si Catherine Villar, kilalanin ang mga mahahalagang tao at pangyayari sa likod ng Ang Senado ng Pilipinas. Tuwing Linggo, alas 9:30 ng umaga.
Doc, true ba?
May health question ka ba na gustong masagot?
True ba na nakakahawa through close contact ang lupus?
Doc, true po ba na kapag nag-swimming ay mas at risk magkaroon ng ear infection?
Samahan sina Doc Sel Martinez at Jerome Sang na masagot ang inyong mga katanungang pangkalusugan sa Doc, True ba? Tuwing Sabado alas 8 ng umaga. A tapestry of timeless traditions, culinary gems, fusion of culture and festivity, bound by generations of shared stories. Chinatown TV, every Sunday at 9 a.m.
Another batch of repatriated overseas Filipino workers will be arriving at Ninoy Aquino International Airport tonight. A total of 156 Filipinos, including 112 OFWs and 44 dependents, will be returning home to the country. Before their departure, the Department of Migrant Workers conducted a briefing and assistance to the returnees. This is part of the administration's ongoing efforts to ensure the safe repatriation and return of Filipinos from the Middle East amid tensions. Meanwhile, Filipinos traveling to Oman are now required to present a negative human immunodeficiency virus or HIV test certificate before departure, according to Oman Embassy in Manila. This directive is required for adult tourists availing visa-free entry to Oman and not those who were issued work visas. The Department of Foreign Affairs has appealed for the requirement's removal. Omani authorities, meanwhile, is said to review the policy with discussions expected in the coming days.
One of the leading law firms in the country, Divina Law, celebrates their 20th anniversary today. Now at their porcelain years, the firm vows to continue their mantra to serve and deliver justice for the underserved communities. Let's hear more details from Cristal Ramizares.
Angela, to mark its 20th anniversary, Divina Law held a mass gathering with over 100 of its lawyers, highlighting its growth and legacy inspired by their dynamic lawyering motto. From a team of 5 now to 100 lawyers, Divina Law is home to expert lawyers with expanding range of practice areas. Since its establishment in 2006, Divina Law continues to serve with integrity and inclusivity to its clients. In celebration of their 20th year in service, their lawyers aim to keep raising the bar in the legal profession. Long guided by their founder and managing partner, Attorney Nilo Divina, one of its achievements in the past years was to enhance access to justice for underserved communities. This was made possible through a formalized collaboration with the Integrated Bar of the Philippines Bulacan chapter, officially launching the Dulog Legal Program. This initiative provides pro bono of free legal assistance across the Philippines, particularly in remote areas through legal clinics, seminars, and direct representation. Dulog Legal addresses a wide range of issues, from land disputes, family matters to labor rights and criminal defense. The firm also aims to maintain international recognition through bringing Dulog Legal in Hong Kong. Divina Law offered free consultations to OFWs, helping them in labor concerns and immigration or contract queries. Angela, with more legal practitioners, the firm also recently expanded its office in Makati, reflecting their continued growth, impact, and capacity to excellence in the legal profession. Angela?
Thank you for the report, Crystal Remizares. The nation's favorite cousin, Olivia Rodrigo, just released her newest single, Drop Dead. Set against a dreamy backdrop at the Palace of Versailles, the Filipina-American singer introduces her upcoming album with a melancholic yet upbeat track about longing and love. Olivia's album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, will be released on July 12. Meanwhile, fans in Metro Manila can get a chance to sing their hearts out at Olivia's karaoke party. On April 18, the singer invites fans for a sing-along party in major cities worldwide to celebrate her latest and upcoming music after nearly 3 years. A ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon has begun, signaling a possible breakthrough in peace talks between the United States and Iran. Despite this development, Iran said they are preparing for a prolonged war. CJ Reyes has more.
During the U.S. tax week, President Donald Trump announced that the core inflation has dropped to its lowest level in 5 years, but argued that current figures may not fully reflect reality due to ongoing tensions in the Middle East.
Don't forget, we're having some fake inflation because of the fuel, the energy prices, which everybody said was going to $2.50. We were talking about that, Scott. You know, we haven't settled yet. Maybe we won't, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
In his speech, Trump also revealed that the U.S. and Iran are very close to reaching a separate deal aimed at ending the war.
The war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can do whatever we want. And it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect.
But Iran remains firm, insisting the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed unless its rights are secured. An IRGC spokesperson dismissed the need for a ceasefire extension, saying they are prepared for a prolonged war and that the ceasefire is only a pause, not peace. Meanwhile, a 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon has begun, marked by celebrations and fireworks in Beirut. Trump hails it as a historic day for Lebanon as Washington is set to host peace talks between the two countries next week. Israel has laid out its terms ahead of the talk. Lebanon, in turn, sets its own conditions. Other countries weighed in. Iran warned the ceasefire will fail unless Israel changes its mistake. France and Pakistan, however, expressed full support, hoping the truce will pave the way for lasting peace. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
Here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 41, 12, 32, 8, 30, and 24, with a jackpot price of 30,311,222 pesos and 26 centavos. For the Ultra Lotto 658, the winning combination is 24, 28, 20, 52, 26, and 36, with a jackpot price of 75 million pesos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 8, 9, 3, and 3. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 6, 7, and 2. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 9 and 2. There is no winner for the Mega Lotto 645 and the Ultra Lotto 658. And those were the latest from the IBC newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 13 News. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.